It's Saturday morning here in Finale Ligura and we're just about to set off for the first stage of racing. Unfortunately, due to the high winds and torrential rain yesterday, the first stage has had to be cut. So we're down to 5 stages over the weekend and that's 3 today. So we'll be starting on what was stage 2 down by the coast, and we see the riders going off behind me for what is going to be a hell of a challenge. We may not have the sweltering heats that we're used to here in Italy, but we've certainly still got the amazing terrain.
That was a sufferfest, but it's good to see them mixing it up a bit. I do like pedalling when I'm fit.
We get the stages a little bit flat, so I thought I could really beneficiate for some tighter outfit. I agree the Italians just love the fashion. They're probably, I think it's Italian approved.
Brutal, yeah, it was always going to be a good pedaler, and just with that bit of rain it's just made the rocks ever so slick, so just couldn't carry speed like it was in practice. Not an amazing tacking start, but keep rolling today, that's the game.
With lots of pedalling, the physical first stage is a controversial start, but it's former world champions Clements and Graves battling at the top, whilst potential champion Ruud is in 8th. Defending women's champion Mosley takes the early stage.
Have fun and ride your bike, you know, like you almost forget when you get the pressure and you want to get on the overall podium.
All you gotta do is just stay off the brakes, stay in that little rut like that size, and then just do loads of nose wheelies at the bottom.
People, it's crazy up there, it's so cool. Perfect. Now stage 4, full gas. I don't know to do anything, then fucking Curtis always is there. I own him, big time. I hope you don't ask me too much, you know what I mean?
Mosley takes it steady in 3rd as Ravenel takes the stage win and goes into the GC lead by 2 seconds. Ruud seems to be manipulating his speed. 8th again, Burrell is enjoying his last proper race with a stage win.
That's what we call the perfect way to finish the day. Yeah, definitely better. But yeah, it was actually good fun. There's a nice crowd up there, so it's all good, right? Good fun, yeah. Really hard all the pedaling parts at the start, and then you're full of acid and you commit in all those rocks, really techy and hard to see the line.
Just ahead of a charging Martin Mays, whose strength is definitely on the steeper downhill tracks, Graves takes the stage, extending his GC lead to 7 seconds overnight. Mosley adds another 5.5 seconds to her GC lead. It's the end of day 1 here in Finale Ligura, and last year's world champion Jared Graves is leading out the GC ahead of the 2013 world champion Jerome Clements. And the man who is looking set to be world champion tomorrow, Richie Ruud, Jared's teammate, seems to be playing it safe. He's currently in 8th, but that's way ahead of what he needs to do to be able to claim the title come tomorrow. It's been a good day for you out there on the first day here in Finale.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I feel like sort of towards the end of racing on Sunday in Spain, I sort of started feeling, you know, how I felt all last year, and I feel like that again today, so pumped, yeah.
So Richie, have you done the maths on what you need to do this weekend to take the title?
Yeah, I looked at it before the weekend, and I had to get 23rd if Florian won. and like 35th at round 1.
Is that what you're thinking? Just the long game, just about the title this weekend, is it?
Yeah, I still want to like win a stage or something. I keep pushing it and like realizing I should like bring it back a bit. So yeah, it'd be cool to win a stage, but I think it's got to think about the long game and just keep it together tomorrow.
It's the start of day 2, and overnight there has been biblical wind and rain. Racing starts at the disused NATO base, which is the highest point of this weekend's race. As the clouds burn off, the sun comes into view along with the end of the season.
Seems like I still have a bit of a gap on Isabel. That's going to be my main thing now. She's the one that's in front of me in the overall. Really want to get on that podium.
I'm really close to Tracy, but I know she's better than me when the ground is slippery.
7 seconds isn't much of a lead, so it's full gas, you know. I guess my bike's here if he really needs something. It's a long season and he's worked hard, and for me to give up one race for that, I think I would.
It's a bit emotional, you know, since this morning, because I know it'll be the last time I take a start fully prepared.
Yeah, difficult one. Really muddy, physical, but I think I didn't do a bad stage.
It's an all-French top 4, with Vulio winning the stage, whilst Graves, who would give it all up to help teammate Ruud win the championship, finishes in 15th, making it hard for himself in the GC as he slips back to 3rd behind Vulio and Clement. Mosley racks up yet another. Barring disaster on the final stage, she has the race and the series in the bag.
Pretty happy to be able to say that season's done. Hopefully I'll make the finish line if I don't get too drunk here. I'm having a beer.
Pretty nerve-wracking with weather and stuff, and then knowing how hard to go, but just a big sigh of relief, really, just to actually get it and not screw something up.
Richie Ruud finishes 35th as he makes his final stage a showboating run. Martin Mays claims the final stage of the year, despite it requiring a lot of horsepower. If he hadn't lost so much time to Graves on the first physical stage, he could have had a real shout at taking the GC of the final race, as could have Burrell. But it is the Australian defending champ Graves who takes second and makes enough time on Vulio and Clement to take the race win. Despite a heart-stopping moment when her spare inner tube got caught in the rear wheel, Mosley still manages to win the stage, the race and the championship. Jared Graves is back to winning ways after missing the first 3 rounds. An 11th in the GC is easily enough for his teammate Ruud to claim the title, whilst Burrell does all he can and finishes his career with a triumphant 2nd position. Tracy Mosley wins yet another round, making it 7 from 8. Ravenel chases her to the last, and Ines Toma claims her first podium. Isabeau Corduria has been suffering from a stomach bug, leaving her in 10th and dropping her back in the series. With the same stomach bug as his teammate, Florian Nicolai's weekend was a disaster, finishing in 23rd, dropping him back to 4th in the series as Fabien Burrell jumps up to take that 2nd position. 2013 champ Clements maintains a solid 3rd. The moment, however, belongs to Richie Ruud. Already having a junior downhill world champs to his name, he takes the EWS title in only his 2nd year of trying. Borelli's recent brace of 2nd places pushes him up into the top 10. After dominating all year, Tracy Mosley signs off with the deserved 3rd world title. With Ravenel, Beerton, Corduria and Toma close in the top 5, it shows there will be a strong battle next year. The team rankings remain unchanged from the previous round, but it is Canyon who prove they have it till the last, adding another trophy to Fabien Burrell's final haul. Despite a disappointing day for Isabeau and Florian, Rocky Mountain hold on to 2nd place. Congratulations, Tracy. It's been another race win and the championship this time. How do you just keep dominating like this?
I don't know. I think today was a tough one. I really wanted to end the season with a win and to end the overall, with a win. But Cecile definitely rode well this weekend, and the last stage, I so thought I threw it away with some problems, but somehow managed to take the win. So, yeah, the perfect kind of cliche of a fairy tale end to an amazing 3 seasons, really. What's going on after this now? We've heard sort of you talking about a few different things and saying you maybe won't be defending it next year. Yeah, I definitely won't be defending the title. That's one thing that's for sure. Yeah, I've had 3 utterly amazing years with EWS, and it can't go on forever. And I've had such an amazing time that it's always wanted to call it a day when I was on top. And when I've had such a good year, good season. Still feel like I could probably do more, but I wanted to make sure I finished before it was I left it too long. Looking forward to next year. How are you feeling about the season?
We have Isabeau Coudurier, she go really fast at the end of the season. Anneke too, wait and see.
Yeah, it looks like a strong women's field's developing.
Yeah, the gap it's really short now. All the women look fit, and it's really interesting.
Sometimes you think the injury was probably the good thing to happen to the season, because it just really made me realise how hungry I am for race results and that sort of stuff. So 2 weeks off the bike and I'm a nutcase, so I can't wait to get back on it. Richie's coming out to stay with me again this off season, so get some good training in and get ready for the first rounds next year. When you came into Enduro, did you think you'd be standing here Enduro World Champion?
I mean, it's always kind of a dream of mine to be Enduro World Champion, but it was always like a dream, but I didn't think it would happen second year.
And your final stage today was probably one of your slowest all year, was it? Was that just a case of making sure you got it in the bank?
Yeah, I kind of knew at that point after stage 5 that I think I had it in the bag, so I was just kind of had a little fun.
Great result for you at the end of the season, coming in 3rd today and then 3rd overall in the series.
Yeah, that is more than expected. I was 4th before Spain and Italy, and I know Fabian and Nico are really fast here, so we can see that the level is getting higher and higher. You see Johan Barili is pushing, Martin Maes, Jared is coming back, there is young kids coming up like Jesse Melamed, Mark Scott, all these guys. The level is going to be harder every year, and I'm part of the old guy now, so it's not easy to keep on with this dude.
As well as Tracy Moseley announcing that she won't be defending her title next year, we also see Fabien Barel, a 2-times downhill world champion, announcing his retirement from the sport, going out on a high with a 2nd in the series and at the race this weekend. So Fabien, I've got the t-shirt on. What's it telling us?
Well, 20 years of racing, 1995 all the way to 2015. And after that day of racing, I'm really happy to say that I think I've been committing today like I was doing back in the years. So it was definitely good.
Are we still going to see you around the race circuit then? What's up next for you in your life?
Well, for sure, I still be in the industry. I'm passionate by what I'm doing, and I definitely want to stay involved. All the experience that I've been developing in those years, hopefully I'll be able to share it with people. The future years are definitely going to be very exciting for me, and still part of the industry and still on the bike, even if I won't be on the racing side.
So as we see some world champions retiring, we see a new one crowned in Richie Rude. The big wheel keeps on turning, the Enduro World Series globe continues to spin on its axis as we look forward to 2016. It's race day here in Rotorua, New Zealand. Battle of the Titans. And Caroline Chaussot taking the win. We're about an hour's drive south of Dublin here in Wicklow.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Can't describe it.
Gotta say, Tracy looking more comfortable this weekend.
To actually done it, I'm super stoked.
Welcome to day 1 of racing here in Samoa, France.
Real happy to have come away with the win.
I was thinking, oh man, I got to chase this legend in front of me.
Our bikes allow us to reach places unimaginable. Sadly, Will was never to finish stage 3 in Crested Butte. We move on with heavy hearts, but in the knowledge that Will Olsen will always be with us.
sun is out, the crowds are thronging, and the beautiful bedlam that is Whistler is in full song.
Being on the podium in Whistler was like a dream.
It feels unreal. Just being here in Whistler, it was one of the events I always wanted to win.
Welcome to Ienza in northern Spain.
Yeah, like coming to the last race now, I think I have a pretty solid lead with points.
Welcome to finale in Italy for the final round of 2015.
Maybe last EWS, but certainly won't be defending this title again.
Be the last time I take a start fully prepared.
I mean, it's always kind of a dream of mine to be Enduro World Champion, but I didn't think it would happen second year in.